ॐ विश्वं दर्पणदृश्यमाननगरी तुल्यन्निजान्तर्गतं पश्यन्नात्मनि मायया बहिरिवोद्भूतं यथा निद्रया यस्साक्षात् कुरुते प्रबोधसमये स्वात्मानमेवाद्वयं तस्मै श्रीगुरुमूर्तये नमः इदं श्रीदक्षिणामूर्तये बीजस्यान्तरिवाङ्कुरो जगदिदं प्राङ्निर्विकल्पं पुनः मायाकल्पितदेशकालकलना वैचित्रचित्रीकृतं मायावीव विजृम्भयत्यपि महायोगी वयस्वेच्छया तस्मै श्रीगुरुमूर्तये नमः इदं श्रीदक्षिणामूर्तये तस्मै श्रीगुरुमूर्तये नमः इदं श्रीदक्षिणामूर्तये ॐ सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यङ्करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै ॐ शान्तिः 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 सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्. So it said in Bhāṣyam, Tatra tavat omkara nirnayaya prathamam prakranam agama pradhanam atma tattva pratipatti upāya bhūtam. So in the first, this agama prakrana of this karika, for the purpose of establishing the meaning of Brahman, omkara is used. So Mandukya Upaniṣad starts like this. Om iti etad aksharam idagum sarvam, idam sarvam. Then afterward it says Brahmaiva idam sarvam. I am Atma, Brahma, etc. also. So Omkara becomes a name, abhidānam. And for abhidheya, to know. Abhidheya means what is to be known, the meaning of Omkara. For abhidheya, that is Brahman, sarvasya karanam, which is the cause of everything. So that will be expounded later. So Omkara is this Atma Tattva Pratipatti Upāya Bhūtam. Pratipatti means knowledge, I told you. So then definitely it involves Pramāṇa also. So Omkara is Pratipatti Upāya Bhūtam. So by Pratipatti, it all reveals that Omkara becomes as though, if through Omkara if you are getting the knowledge, then Omkara becomes a Pramāṇa, means of knowledge. But it says here Upāyam also. So Upāyam and Pramāṇam, they are different things. So everyone, basically, so what is the Swarupa of Atma, etc., that which is in the form of this Pramāṇa Bhūtam. So Pratipatti Upāya is only Pramāṇa. Pratipatti means knowledge. So knowledge, for knowledge, the means, upaya means for knowledge, is cannot be Omkara. Omkara, how can it be? Means of knowledge is Upanishad, right? Means of knowledge is Upanishad. So Omkara is Upāya. So Upāya means, I told you the means, or Omkara means a help. You can take help of Omkara to understand Brahman, sarvasya karanam, which is the cause of everything. Omkara itself is not the means of knowledge. Omkara becomes a upaya. Omkara becomes we can take help of Omkara, upaya. Otherwise, Bhashyakara would have said Pramāṇa Bhūtam, Atma Tattva Pratipatti Pramāṇa Bhūtam. Well, Omkara is a means of knowledge, for gaining knowledge of Brahman. No. That is not, we know. So it is Upāya. Omkara is basically a help, means to gain knowledge of Brahman. So, but how will you say that Omkara becomes helpful in gaining knowledge of Brahman? Have you arrived at this conclusion by reasoning, etc.? No. What reasoning? Om. What reasoning you apply that, that this becomes a means of knowledge? No. So Omkara is not established by any kind of a reasoning or anything, that it becomes a means to gain the knowledge of Brahman. It is purely told by Shastra. That's it. Agama Pratipadakam basically means it is revealed by the Shastra that you can take help of Omkara if you want to know the Brahman. That's it. It is purely Agama. That's how it is said, Agama Pradhan. So basically, Agama means Shastra says you can take help of Omkara. We have not arrived at by any reasoning that, oh yeah, Omkara is a means of knowledge because this are reasons. No. That is pure. You may supply reasoning. I told you, I think last time. You can supply reasoning later that this is Akara is this and Ukara is this and etc. Matra means the basis, and that is okay. But we have not arrived at just purely by reasoning, independent reasoning, that Omkara becomes a means for gaining knowledge of Brahman. Shastra says that. He is going to quote also. So, it's pure, it's arbitrary with the Śruti. Because Om fixes the meaning. So it becomes a Upāya, a means for that. So that Om, abhidānam, becomes an Upāya, because as such, what is the means of knowledge? Words. If you want to know Brahman, what is the means of knowledge? Shastra. Shastra is in form of what? Words. So well, then Om also is not a word. Om is also a word. But so without words, well, you cannot understand Brahman. That is for sure. Word is necessary, and this is a single syllable word, Om. Right? It's a single syllable word. So word is a means of knowledge, and but Shastra says something which is esoteric. Purely it is to gain moksha. Well, you need a Brahmajnanam. To gain Brahmajnanam, Upanishad Pramanam. But what is that Pramanam? Pratyaksha Pramanam? No. Shabda Pramanam. Words. Well, ultimately words is a Pramanam for the gaining the knowledge of Brahman. Then Omkara also is word or not? It's a single syllable word. So when Shastra says Omkara is a means to gain the knowledge of Brahman, then it's not totally unreasonable thing. Yeah, you have not arrived independently. Well, one fine morning, well, you reason out. Omkara is a means. No. Shastra is told in almost all Upanishads. So a single syllable word is given for revealing what is Brahman. So if the Omkara reveals Brahman, so then we have a doubt. What is a doubt? Means you say ultimately words give knowledge. How? Does the word means a sound? That sound gives knowledge? No. Word has a meaning. That meaning, that is the knowledge. And so Omkara reveals Brahman, then definitely Omkara becomes a Vachaka, a word, and the meaning Vachyam, that is Brahman. Is it so? Because we have heard that the words can give a meaning, which is popular meaning, of course. But that is all pertaining to objects. World. Any language you pick up and see the words. Look at the dictionary. Look at the dictionary. All words are there with the meaning. Where any word gives a meaning called Brahman. I mean the nature of Brahman, Swarupa of Brahman, Sarvasya Karanam, etc. No. Therefore, how your Omkara is going to give us the knowledge of Brahman? It's also a word. And even if it is a meaning, that meaning could be any object. So is Brahman an object? And if it is an object, well, it is drishyam, and if it is drishyam, it is nashyam. It becomes nashyam also. It will go away. It's an anitya vastu. Like gatavat, but gataha is there. Its meaning that pot is there. It is nashyam, anityam. So this is a whole vyapti. So a big logic anyway. So basically we have to say Omkara, the meaning of the word Omkara, the word means Vachaka, well, is Brahman, Vachyam, But here it is not a direct meaning. It's not a direct meaning. Vachyam, it is lakṣyam. It is lakṣyam. So basically, there is a Omkara is Brahman, where Omkara will quietly go away. So, Badhayam Samanadikaranyam. So, Omkara will go away, Brahman will stay. Like Ayam Purushaha Sthanuhu, right? So, this Purusha is a stump of tree. Then both are not there. One is automatically Mithyā. The Purusha goes away and Sthanu stays. Therefore, here either you understand that way, or well, you can take it as a lakṣyartha, as I said. Lakṣyartha means implied meaning. Then from the direct meaning only you can reach to the lakṣyartha by bhagatyaga lakṣaṇā. And therefore, well, that way you can understand that Omkara denotes all the words, but ultimately not that direct meaning. Well, will be, because when you say Omkara, you know it covers all the words, all the meaning. It is going to come. This is just I am saying you. It's very elaborate. It is going to. Bhashyakara himself will show how this Omkara will give you the knowledge of Brahman. But it is definitely by Omkara. I told you, I think last time, all the words are there between Akara and Makara. That's for sure. And so all the words are there, then definitely the meaning also will be there, because there is abhidāna, abhidheya, aikyam will be there. But all basically objects, and all pertaining to world, I mean. And therefore they are very anityam, etc. But the truth of all those objects ultimately is Brahman. So by lakṣaṇā, so you have to remove the part of it, which is bhagasya tyāgah. So by doing that lakṣaṇā, as a lakṣyam you will get lakṣyam, you will get the knowledge of Brahman. So the meaning Brahman, etc. will be arrived at that. So that is not a vachyam actually, it's a lakṣyam. Anyway, so Om is Brahman, then Om basically denoting all names and all objects, ultimately all meaning means objects, vachyam, that all go away, leaving behind, well, what is that lakṣyam, that is Brahman. Because the whole entire Jagat, which are all objects, they don't have their own existence. Their existence, etc., is derived from this Brahman alone. So that is shown as a lakṣya. So lakṣya lakṣaṇa sambandha is there between Omkara and the Brahman. Omkara becomes a lakṣanam and Brahman becomes a lakṣya. And therefore, that will be explained. So the word Upāya, basically here, Upāya bhutam, the word Upāya means it's a helpful. Omkara is a helpful to you. Not that direct meaning of Omkara is Brahman. It's just a word. And it's a single syllable word. So it is Upāya. It can help you through that. Well, the Purusha can help you to arrive at the Sthanu, etc. So therefore, definitely, the word Upāya is helpful in that way. So instead of a Pramāṇa bhutam, well, Bhashyakara says Upāya bhutam. And this Agama alone being the Pramāṇa, Om is a Atma Tattva Pratipatti Upāya bhutam iti uktam. So this is a naming ceremony of this Upāya. Anyway, this is regarding first chapter, in which all these things will come. Then the second Karika chapter is called Vaitathya Prakaranam. Ayamatma Brahma, etc. is established in the Agama Prakaranam. Then in order to say that Atma is Brahman, well, which is a non-dual, then definitely what about this duality which you experience, etc. And how will we account for this Jagat, which is duality, etc. So that has been also, that has to be established, and that is established in the second chapter. So that is what Bhashyakara says. Yasya dvaita prapanchasya upashame advaita pratipatti rajvam iva sarpadi vikalpa upashame rajju tattva pratipattihi. Tasya dvaitasya hetutah vaitathya pratipadanaya dvitiyam prakaranam. So the vaitathyam word is equal to tathya rahitam. Word tathyam maybe it is in Sanskritam. It is there in many regional languages, including Gujarati. Tathyam means a reality. Tathyam means a reality. Vaitatyam, devoid of reality, means mithya. That's what it meaning. So we can say, I will first explain you that. Like, we are doing a meditation, right? And well, the definition of meditation is definitely, center on Ishvara, the mental activity. Pure mental activity is a meditation. Your mind is there and Ishvara is there, and you connect to Ishvara mentally, just mentally, purely mentally, purely mental activity. So that is dhyana, and you do it also. You are doing, and outside there is a lake, and in lake, well, there is a shallow lake, and there this crane also is doing meditation. Crane also is doing meditation. You are sitting in the chair and doing meditation, and you are saving yourself from all this cold Arctic blast and doing meditation. And outside there, standing in the water, cold water, on 1 feet, this crane is meditating. Where the meditation has a reality, please tell me. Both look same, but one is real, one is not. That's it. That is called Vaitatyam. Could you follow now? Looks meditation, but it is not. If you remember Pujya Swamiji's word, hair eva hair, and flower eva flower, looks like flower, but it is not flower. Hair eva hair. So if tomorrow you will find me, I'm not going to put, but tomorrow if I put some wig, hair wig, etc. So you can say Swami has a hair eva hair. Okay? Like that. Then you will see there are people who they look like yogi. Why? Oh, they have a asana siddhi. Where? In India, many shops have, when you enter into a shop, there itself the shopkeeper is sitting with that counter. Sitting. Couch is there and everything, and he's sitting. He sits. He comes at 8 o'clock in the morning, open the shop, and he sits. 12 o'clock, sits. 9 o'clock, sits. 10 o'clock, sits. 11 o'clock, sits. My God, if you sit in the same posture for 48 minutes, it's called asana siddhi. My God, this shopkeeper is a Mahan yogi. Sitting for 12 hours, 8 hours, 9 hours. Same asana I have seen. Same asana, not even changing posture. Oh, asana siddhi. Kya baat hai? Vaitatyam. People have, in India, in summer also, especially those people who are like commission agents, and dealers, and they work on commission. So they buy few things from one place and sell, they go and sell at some other place with some commission, 3%, 4%, etc. So, and those people constantly, it is in Delhi, and the temperature is 112 degree Fahrenheit, 113 degree Fahrenheit. In their temperature, they keep going on a two-wheeler. My God, what a penance. Yo, tapas. And they say also, one person I met in Ahmedabad also is equally like that, 113, 114. And he said, Maharajji, I said, what? He said, don't think that you are doing tapas. Remove that, if you have that air. Look at me. You are not even standing in this heat for a minute, and I constantly move here and there in this whole day, not just one day, next day. I am a better tapasvi than you. I said, yes. Okay? That tapas is called Vaitatyam. Looks tapas, but it is not. The whole world is, this Dvaitam is like this. A given thing looks so real, but as you go in, I don't want to, we have already gone, I think last time, we have already gone into, when you just analyze, even without touch, you find everything is vanishing. One name and form, well, on analysis, leads to many names and forms, and each one is Mithyā. No one has its own existence. No one is real. Nothing is real. Only reality you find, that is that self-existent Brahman. So this is how the thing is. This looks real. It's not. Anyway, so this is Brahman, that is the reality. Name and form has no reality. Not an iota of substantiality. So that way Dvaita, this and this look, same. I mean, this and this looks different. Dvaita. Both are just a apparent manifestation of one thing alone. That's how this is called Vaitatyam. Tathya Rahitam. Anyway, so yasya Dvaita Prapanchasya Upashama, etc. So recognition of this Advaita Vastu, well, is that different from this Dvaita Prapancha Upashama or not? Upashama means resolution, etc. Goes away. If a Dvaita Prapancha goes away, how will that get me to recognize this Advaita Vastu? So, just as when a snake is mistakenly, seen on a rope and then resolved in the wake of this knowledge of this Vastu, the reality called rope, so the resolution is accomplished purely by, knowledge. The Upashama means basically you are not destroying. So Upashama is not even a forgetting the snake. If that is so, then that snake can come back. Upashama is not even seeing something else, again, other than the rope. No. So therefore, definitely that is not. Appreciating a reality. Definitely changing your vision. That's it. Changing your vision, well, that is a resolution of this Dvaita. Cognitively, appreciating the reality which is Advaitam, automatically this Dvaita Prapancha becomes Mithyā. It resolves. That's called Upashama. And we are not interested in this, this Dvaitam which is superimposed upon Advaitam, etc. We are not interested in this Adhyasa Nivrutti also. We are interested in a Vastu, knowing the Vastu, knowing the Advaitam. Our interest is not in a Dvaita Upashama. Our interest is in a Advaita Jnana. That's it. Only thing is this, we talk about this Dvaita Upashama, etc. because you have taken the Dvaitam as a reality and thereby you are missing something which is most important, that is Advaita, knowing which you become free. So as long as you don't see this rope, the reality, the Vastu, well, something else will be there. Either a snake will be there or something else. I told you that also many vikalpas are there. So that is why we have got a different schools of thoughts and philosophies also. So the different vikalpas basically resolve when you understand the nirvikalpaka Vastu is understood. So where there is no vikalpa possible. So this second chapter is to point out this, that Dvaita Vastutvam Nasti. Reality of Dvaitam is Nasti. How you are establishing? By Yukti. So first chapter is a Agama Pradhana, Śruti Pradhana. Second chapter is a Yukti Pradhana. To establish the Mithyatvam of a Dvaitam by Yukti, by reasoning. And well, then there is another problem, Bauddhas, etc. will be there. Many Buddhist ideas actually are discussed in the Karika. The Buddhist text, often looks like a Vedantic text because they talk about Mithyatvam of Jagat. Everything is connected, interconnected, and everything is impermanent in this world. So anywhere you see permanency is going to bring suffering. Wow, that's what we say. Everything is impermanent. Sarvam kshanikam kshanikam. Impermanent. And when everything is impermanent, there is no permanent basis. Wow! There is no permanent basis. That's it. Going away from Vedanta. That's it. Then what is the basis? There is no basis, is the basis. Shunyam. Sarvam shunyam, shunyam. Arey, but I. Yeah, you are also shunyam. If the day you will understand this truth that I am shunyam, that's called nirvanam. That's it, nirvana. What happens to the flame? It is kshanikam. The moment it extinguishes completely. That's the nirvana. So, the truth of the entire creation, including you, is shunyam. To realize it is the goal of life. That I am non-self. What is self? Non-self. Or illusion of a self. That is the reality. You should, if you say I don't understand it and I don't know about it, you are quite away from nirvana, moksha. You should know it. Everything is impermanent. And this what is experienced is Mithyā. How? What is an example? Swapna. What? You experience swapna? Yeah. What is the reality? Where whole world, whole dream world, where it has gone? Shunyam. Same way right now what is experienced in this waking, this is also experience. Yeah. Same. That is also experience. What is the reality? Shunyam. This is also experience. Yes. Shunyam. That is you experience for few moments. Yes. These objects will stay for little longer time. Yes. But the truth is same. And then, are you experiencing yourself or not? Yeah, I definitely experience all the moments. You are also shunyam. Really? I'm not joking. This is how they say. Whatever is experienced is impermanent, has no basis. No basis is the basis. Sarvam shunyam shunyam. If you say, I don't experience myself, well, you are denying some truth. You experience yourself. Don't worry, we are going to discuss at a length. You will really enjoy it. So, so they they also say everything is impermanent, etc. Nasham, so Mithyā, etc. That one of the reason. But Swamiji, Mithyā and impermanent are two different things. No. What is impermanent is Mithyā. That's how we say incidental. Incidental. Yeah. I told this thing in our contemplation. It's incidental. That is Mithyā. The pot-ness is an incidental attribute to the clay. If pot-ness is intrinsic to the clay, then whatever is the reality of the clay is the reality of the pot. But that's not. In your understanding of the clay, you need not include pot. And pot may not be there. Still you will understand the clay. Yeah. In your understanding of pot, you have to include clay. In your understanding of a clay, you need not include pot. Just clay is there, you will understand clay. It need not be in the form of pot. It could be in the form of lid, still you will understand clay. Therefore, potness is an incidental attribute to the clay. Then pot is Mithyā, superimposed. Same thing. And therefore, people who are here, they say, this is enough, Swami, enough. But this is what we have to understand. Therefore, they say also, everything is impermanent, incidental. So, for Mithyā, we also say, therefore, any text on Buddhism looks similar, like a text of Vedanta. But then what they say further, that the basis of this impermanence is no basis. So that is all illusion. So basis is an illusion. That's the thing. Sarvam dukkham, dukkham, etc. Also they say, because a impermanent thing is understood as a permanent, that is the cause of his suffering, etc. Anyway, all this looks very similar. So they say, they say like this, that in a snake rope example, well, snake is Mithyā or not? Yes. What do you think about rope? Do you think rope is Satyam? Rope is also Mithyā. Right? The basis also is Mithyā. Base also is false. Anyway, there is no such thing as a rope, etc. Well, so in Vedantin always give example of like this. The world is like a snake, adhyastam, and that Brahman is basically like a rope on its adhishthanam. Hey, this adhishthanam, rope is Mithyā or not? Therefore, this Brahman is also Mithyā or not? Mithyā. So everything is Mithyā, underneath is only zero. So this is Śūnyavāda, one of them. But ultimately everyone, a Kshanikavadi or anyone, ultimate goal of any Buddhist school is Shunyam. Either a Kshanikavadi or that is all initial differences. I will talk to you about Buddhism and four schools, etc. when time will come. In fact, they are going to discuss at a length. Gaudapada Acharya has negated all this, and Bhashyakara has discussed at a length also. So this is a subjective idealism, Shunyavada. So Karika gives basically hetu, this drishyatvat, antavatvat, etc. Adavante cha yannasti, vartamanepi tattatha, etc. That's a very well known verse. So Acharya gives even a Swapna Drishtanta also. He gives a number of reasons to prove the Jagat is Mithyā, and that is Dvaitam is Mithyā, that is Vaitatyam. So that is Mithyātam is established by reasoning in the second chapter. Then some serious concern will be there. What? Tatha, in a similar manner, Advaitasyapi Vaitatya prasanga praptau yuktitaha tathatva darshanaya trutiyam prakranam. Third chapter. So, as to the possibility now, because Dvaitam is Mithyā yuktitaha, by reasoning you said everything is Mithyā in the world, then definitely what you said, this Brahman which is Advaitam, will be also Mithyā. Why not? So, the Advaita Vastu also, that's a possibility. Advaita Vastu also, Prasanga Prapto, see? So, it's a Prasanga Prapti means the possibility will arise that everything is Mithyā, well then you talk about this Brahman also, which is Advaitam, non-dual, that is also Mithyā. Vaitatya Prasanga Prapto. So, so Yukti must be employed to show that it cannot be. In order to show that it is, that is not Mithyā and it is Satyam, because anything Mithyā cannot be Mithyā without basis Satyam. Mithyā, because our understanding, our Mithyā is not like your Shunyam. Yeah. Our Mithyā is to be understood properly. In fact, Mithyā is Satyam. If you don't understand what is Satyam, you take Mithyā as Satyam. And therefore, basically, so Mithyā is Satyam. Pot is clay. But you say pot is real. Existent pot. We say no. Well, forget about the existent pot. Pot is a substantive and the existence is sitting in the pot. No. It's not an attribute. Existence is a substantive and pot is an attribute, incidental attribute. That existence belongs to the clay. Ultimate existence belongs to the Brahman, which is self-existent, lending existence to all names and forms. That's how every name and form appear real. And therefore, when it appears real, you will say duality. One name form is different from another name and form, because each name and form is a real for you. But you don't understand there is a common reality for all. And that common reality must be self-existent. If it derives existence from something else, then it cannot be real. So the final reality should be definitely self-existent. And that self-existent thing must be formless, lending existence to all the forms. And therefore, there is a reality which is not Mithya. So without Satyam there is no Mithya, and anything Mithya must have a Satyam. And we use reason also how Advaita Vastu cannot be Mithya, etc. So Advaitatva Darshanaya, Tathatva Darshanaya is there in Bhashyakara. Tathatva Darshanaya, not Vaitatthya Darshanaya, that is in the second chapter. Vaitatthya Darshanaya, that is Advaitam, which is Vaitathyam, which is Mithya. Here it says Advaitasyapi Tathatva Darshanaya. Advaitasya Tathatva means what? Reality. Vaitathyam, Mithya. So Advaitasyapi Tathatva Darshanaya, to show the reality of this non-duality, well, that is Brahman. So, in the Rajju example, well, we never at any time say that the rope is Vastu. We just say it's a Drishtanta. With respect to snake, rope is a Adhishtanam Satyam. Rope is a Vastu. We are not saying that you are thinking rope, well, the Sarpa is also Mithya and the rope also is Mithya, and therefore the same way the Jagat is also Mithya, which is superimposed, and we are Advaitam, the Vastu, the Brahman also is Mithya. Well, and that is not the criteria. With example has a certain limitation. In an example with respect to Sarpa, which is Mithya, the rope is considered Satyam. If you ask further, we will tell. Even the rope also is Mithya. But again we will show you one thing, which is Satyam, which is the truth of not just rope or this, which is the truth of your mobile, and which is truth of the book, and which is truth of the table, and which is truth of everything. Yeah. In an example with respect to snake, we said rope is Satyam. So because everything is name form. Bas. Form is there, usage is there, that's it. That some form is there, usage is there, but reality is very distinct. Anything which has a form, well, definitely is Mithya. Anything which has a form is Mithya, because that form, when you analyze, when you reduce, you will find many forms. Any form is reducible. Means, definitely if it is reducible, that reduced thing gives existence to this form. Like I told you, the flower, well, is reducible to what? Petals. So definitely we have one form flower. When you reduce, you find many forms, many petals. And that one gives existence to the flower. The existence of the flower comes from what? It's not self-existent. It comes from this petal. If petal is not there, where is flower? So petal lends existence. Oh, petal is a reality. That's what your problem is, O Buddhist. Petal is a reality. Petal is also not reality. Well, petal is another form. It is reducible to many forms called cells. Every cell is again a form. It's reducible to something else, particles. It is reducible to something else called electrons, etc. It is reducible to quarks. It is reducible to that. Finally, the reality, which is irreducible, definitely must be formless. The formless self-existence is a reality of all the forms. A formless reality is not a reality for one form. A formless means which is limitless. Specially limitless is called formless. And therefore that must be the reality, the basis of all the forms, all the names. That's what we say, O Buddhist. So, in the Drishtanta, Ropa is Satyam only with reference to snake. Every example will be used in that way only, without Satyam, but there is no Mithya. That's the whole truth here. Anyway. So rope is Satyam, snake is Mithya, rope is Satyam. How do you say? Well, because Pramāṇa Prāptam. Well, that also will be our question. Rope is Satyam. How? You are able to see the rope. So, therefore, rope is a Prameya. You are using a Pramāṇa, eyes, etc. It's a Vyavahārika Satyam. So, you are saying now Satyam. Yeah, we are saying. That is Pratibhasikam. Snake is Pratibhasikam with respect to what? Which is Satyam. But what Satyam? What is that Satyam? Rope. And what is its reality? Vyavahārika Satyam. Same way, this entire Vyavahārika Nama-rupas also have a further reality called Paramārthika Satyam. With respect to that, this whole thing becomes Mithyā. So Vyavahārika also is purely Mithyā. Paramārthika is Satyam. And what is that Satyam? That's what we are saying you. Satyam Jnanam Anantam Brahma. The word Satyam is right there. So there is no question of Advaita Vastu being Mithyā. This is established in a third chapter. Then fourth. Bhashyakara is just narrating what is there in each prakarana. Advaitasya tathatva pratipatti pratipaksha bhutani yani vadantarani avaidikani tesham anyonya virodhitvat atathartatvena tad upapattibihi eva nirakaranaya chaturtham prakaranam yani avaidikani vadantarani. Vada means a school of thought. Vadantarani, many schools of thought. So many schools of thoughts are there, but all schools of thoughts are what? Avaidikani. Their schools, these schools have no basis in a Veda. So, which have no backing of the Vedas, Avaidikani, Vadantarani, and they are of what nature? Pratipaksha bhutani. They are of the nature of opposition. Pratipaksha, opposition. Well, for Pratipaksha, for whom? Well, for us. In understanding this reality, understanding this Brahman, they are standing in front of us. So, Advaitasya tathatva pratipatti. Advaita is a reality, Brahman is a reality. That's what our stand is from the Veda. And these people, Pratipaksha Bhutani, they are standing against this, our conclusion. Therefore, they are Avaidikani. So, Tathatva Pratipatti, that is only a prayojanam. We want to establish that there is a reality behind entire creation. And that reality is the reality of oneself. And all that, if that is the reality, you are the essence of the entire creation. You are the truth of entire creation. And that is what your nature is. So, that is a prayojana. Tathatva pratipatti. Tathatva means, I have told you. Tathatva means reality. Pratipatti, that knowledge of the reality. And but knowledge of reality of what? Advaitasya. Advaita vastu. Advaitasya tathatva. Advaitam alone is a vastu. Vastu means that is satyam. That is only a real thing. Vastu means a real. When I use word vastu, it's a real. And that knowledge will be definitely, it is in form of oneself. That's what the Upanishad wants to convey ultimately. That Brahman, which is Advaitam, which is non-dual, cannot be away from you, and therefore that is yourself. That is the prayojan. We are not interested in any other thing to prove mithyatvam of anything in the world. That is fine. Then you do it independently. Why do you discuss the other contentions in the fourth chapter? Why should you discuss all this? Let them be happy with whatever they have. When you want to, your Shastra wants to unfold that, and you understand it and gain moksha. Why should you bother about who says what? Why don't you confine yourself to the vastu unfoldment and forget about others? Well, it's not true, because what others say is to be taken into account, because they are also thinkers, at least accepted by the society as thinkers, naturally. And what they think, well, you are living in a society. when you study, when you attend a class, you are in the room, may not be in contact with the society outside. But the moment you get up and go out, then you will have to interact, and you find these people talk to you, and then for it, it affects you, somehow gets into you. So it's like it's some kind of a bug or some kind of a bacteria in the system. As long as our immune system is strong, it is okay, and it is kept under suppression. But when the immunity becomes weak, well, it will come back. So that is how, what is our immunity system? This Vedanta Satsanga is our immunity. So long as it is there, well, that bug inside will, this all kind of the doubts, they remain suppressed. But as you stop and go out and start discussing, and then your immunity has become now weak because you are not in touch with this satsanga, and therefore those things, those doubts will loom large in your head. So you cannot escape from the influence of these vadas. So, and we should not shy away from that also. Mistakes have to be pointed out. Everyone is subject to actually erroneous conclusion, and therefore, so frankly speaking, people think that we are really, that was the thing, that this Advaitins argue with a lot of people in order to prove their intelligence and all these things. No, it's not so. In fact, there is a compassion for the person who is a Purvapakshi. There is no compassion for his error. There is a compassion for the person with the error. There is compassion for the person with the error, and you should have it. One should have it. That's an empathy. That the person has an error. I was also having error. Now I understand. Perhaps still my understanding may not be totally clear. I have erroneous perception about many things, and all the intellectuals have erroneous perception about one or the other things because of the limitation of the knowledge. So therefore, person is accepted with the empathy, but the error cannot be accepted. There cannot be compassion for the error. 1 plus 1, Swamiji is saying 3. You are saying what? Oh, I am saying 2. Hey, you are a Swami, accommodate that person. I am accommodating person. No, I am saying that what he says also you accommodate. No, that cannot be accommodated. That cannot be accommodated. 1 plus 1 is 2 also? Okay. Being Swami, okay, 1 plus 1 is 3 also. No. In knowledge, there is no accommodation. Person is accommodated. That's fine. And it has to be accommodated. That's a basis to gain knowledge. Compassion is the basis to gain knowledge. If it is not there, knowledge will not take place. You are going to accommodate everything. Everything is yourself. That's a vision. And therefore, compassion should be there for any jiva, etc., any person, even for these vadis also. But the error towards that, there is no. So, Advaitasya tathatva pratipatti alone is this prayojanam. That alone is our prayojanam, that is moksha. So, if you are not able to see the fallacy of the objection, well, you will be in trouble. So, therefore, pratipattehe pratipaksha bhutani yani vadantarani santi asmin loke avaidikani. Well, tesham, what we have to do with them? We have to do one thing. What should we do? There are many. You need not. You just be on one side. Okay? Advaitin, be on one side. And you make them talk to each other. That's it. And therefore, each pratipaksha vada, each purupakshi will knock out the other pratipaksha vada. Till we are finally left with one pratipaksha. And where you will knock out that. So, because many Vedas are there, Atma is severally identified. Like Putra, Deha, Prana, Indriyani, Manaha, etc. That's all Charvaka. So, Charvakas have many. One says Atma is Deha Parimāṇa, not Deha Parimāṇa, Dehatmavadi. I'm sorry. Dehatmavadi, Charvaka. Then some Charvaka says mind is Atma. Some Charvaka says Prana is Atma. Some Charvaka says Putra is Atma. Atma vai Putra namasi. Putra also is Atma. Could be. All Vadas. Just in Charvaka itself. Then Kshanika Vijnana. Well, Buddhist, come with that bell. Then karta, then karta bhokta. Then Atma is karta. Nayayikas. Karta bhokta, I'm sorry. Sankhyas. No, Atma is not a karta. Atma is merely bhokta. Then who is a karta? Prakriti. She is a kartri. She makes everything. You are Purusha. You are simply a bhokta. She makes varieties of dishes and brings to the table. And you simply enjoy. So she... so this is another. And anyway, but how many Atmas are there? Sankhya says Atmas are many. What Nayayika says? Atmas are many. Right? So this is another Vada. And then what is the Karanam for this entire world? Well, Pradhanam, Prakriti, Mula Prakriti, Sankhya. So all several are there. And someone says Atma is not just pure consciousness. Atma is chit jada. Some part is conscious, some part is jada, inert. They are also there. So many schools of thoughts are there. And this Vadas, Tesham Anyonya Virodhitvat, naturally. Right? One says Karta Bhokta, says no, only Bhokta. Like that. Now Atma is Deha. No, Atma is Manaha. Charvaka themselves also inside. Anyway, so Tesham Anyonya Virodhitvat, opponents to each other, let them knock out themselves, themselves will knock out, they will fight and they knock out each other. One by one, everyone will go. And then Advaita will meet finally the survivor and argue with him. So by reason alone, by logical argument, we definitely meet with them naturally, because whoever is left there is Avaidika only. And therefore you cannot even utter a word of Upanishad. Upanishad says that, therefore you cannot go against. He says, what is that Upanishad? I don't know. What is that entity? I just don't know. Don't quote anything else. If you want to argue with me, stand on your own feet. Don't stand on Upanishad and give your argument. Avaidikani, Bhashyakara says. Therefore, you have to reason. With reasoning, you have to fight and establish Advaita. It's an amazing thing. Second chapter of Brahma Sutra is purely like this. Tarka Pradhana. First chapter, Śruti Pradhana. Second chapter, Tarka Pradhana. So, this is how it has been. It has been Sambandha Bhāṣyam, and then there is they call it as what is that second chapter name? Forgot. So this is how it is. So with that last person who is survived, well, you have to fight with reasoning, etc. So atathartatvena tad upapattibihi eva nirakaranaaya chaturtham prakaranam iti. Nirakarana, negating this all schools of thought. Well, and that is what is established. Upapattibihi, with reasoning only. So that is what is established in the fourth prakarana. What is the name of this prakarana? Alata Shanti. Alata means that firebrand, right? And which you light at the night and then wave in the air. And you see the patterns that are formed. So Advaita Atma is this glowing tip. And the patterns are the schools of thought. The spinning of thoughts. Every school of thought is a spinning of mind. Then your Advaita also is a school of thought. No, sir. The truth of all types of thoughts. All the thoughts of Charvakas, all the thoughts of Nayayikas, Sankhyas, Bauddhas, Jainas. We say, I am the truth of all the thoughts. I am the truth of all schools of thoughts. All the schools of thoughts are just spinning of the mind. I am not one of the thought, okay? I am saying I am the basis of all the thoughts. How will you negate? All these are having vikalpas. I am a nirvikalpaka vastu. I am free from all thoughts. So far as thoughts are there, many vikalpas are there. That's how nirvikalpa samadhi, where even thought also should go. That's what they say. So therefore Advaitam, that's how Gaudapadacharya ji says, we are not against them. How can we go against them? I am the truth of all of them. Atma is a karta, Atma is a bhokta. No. Karta is Atma, bhokta is Atma. Even kshanika vijnanam, momentary consciousness is Atma. Oh, then what is your basis? I am the basis of all. All have a basis in me, and I am none of them. All vikalpas are basically, the truth of all the vikalpa is me, the nirvikalpaka, and I am by nature nirvikalpaka, free from all vikalpas. Therefore, definitely, Advaitam has no opposition, really speaking, no opposition. That's how we are in that glowing tip. And all the shapes which have been formed, these are the schools of thoughts. Whole shape is born of that alata, firebrand. I am that firebrand. Any shape you say that is born of this firebrand. I am firebrand. That's it. Any shape is not against firebrand, right? No shape of the firebrand in the night is against. How can it be against? Because the very truth of any shape is this firebrand only. And therefore, any number of schools of thought one can have. All the schools of thoughts are sustained by the consciousness. That is indeed the Satyam, Advaitam. And therefore, there is no Vada here, there is no Vikalpa here. Therefore, Nirvikalpaka, free from all this, which is not subject to Vikalpa, etc. Schools of thought, that is Vastu. Now real thing starts. Katham. Punaha Omkara Nirnaya Atmatattva Pratipatti Upayatvam Pratipadyate iti Uchyate. Om iti etadalambanam etadvai satyakamaha Om iti atmanam yunjita Om iti brahma Omkara eva idam sarvam ityadi shrutibhyaha. So, now he tells, earlier it has come, right? So, basically, Atma Tattva Pratipatti Upāya Bhutam Omkara Nirnaya, etc. Omkara is a Upāya. Omkara, well, definitely is a one can take help of the Omkara to understand Brahman, the cause of everything. Because that connection has been established in the Śruti. Śruti says that. I have not come out, I have not arrived at this with my reasoning. Shastra says you should take help. That's Upāya. Omkara is a Upāya for gaining knowledge of Brahman. So, that's a status given to Omkara by the Shastra. Now question. That by knowing one thing, like Omkara, one word will give rise to meaning of one word. The meaning will be one. You say pot, word. Okay. Then how many objects it indicate? One. So by knowing one thing, you know only one thing. Omkara is definitely different from Brahman. Brahman is the reality. And so by nirnaya of this Omkara, etc., ascertaining the Omkara, well, what you gain is just a Shabda only. So how are you going to gain Brahman, etc.? Brahmanaha pratipattehe, you said. So how Omkara becomes a help for gaining knowledge of Brahman, which is the cause of everything? How? It doesn't look like, it doesn't look reasonable. How does it become a means for knowing Brahman? So that's a question. Katham. So that's a Prashna Bijam. Omkara is one thing, Brahman is quite another, and which is real. This is just a name. Understanding Omkara, how am I going to understand Brahman? And then Acharya answers it. Acharya first tells it is the Shrutis are there. How many? Several he quotes. He says, Shastra says. I am not saying. Shastra says Omkara is a helpful Upāya for gaining the knowledge of Brahman. and so we'll see that in the next class. Om Purnamadav Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om.